Hello and welcome back again, ladies and gentlemen, to ESL One Birmingham. We are again going to be hopping into our Vodafone pre-match section as we get ready for our game number 2 of the day. A best of 2, and it's EG versus paiN, together with my wonderful cast of crew. How you folks doing?
Good. You've jet-lagged your way from Hamburg to Birmingham.
Oh, goodness. Did I say Birmingham? What the heck am I doing?
That's all right.
You know, this is, we're somewhere. We're actually in Cologne.
Yeah, who knows?
But yeah, we're
who knows
here.
what time zone we're all on? That's the other.
That's the other fun
thing.
one. But we do have paiN versus EG.
All right.
You know, going into this, I was expecting a really big and exciting match. Now, looking at that last game, I'm kind of thinking, ooh.
Could be scrappy. Who knows?
It could be kind of a stomp, too.
I think paiN needs to pull something cheesy off. Maybe a Broodmother, Huskar. I guess they have a better chance for winning in this game since they have a stand-in on side of the EG. So maybe that's, I don't know. It's just paiN Gaming in both of their games didn't look strong at all. The draft was not on point. They played really sloppy.
Yeah. So do you think paiN looked bad? It's not so much that Vici looked good.
Well, I think it was both.
I think it's I think I can agree.
Vici looked way better. How they're playing, what they're doing. They're playing around the rune timings as well. But the first game with the Necro you can see some of their weaknesses as well.
That's true. I guess I'm inclined to agree to say that Vici didn't play perfectly and just they didn't make paiN look terrible. paiN made a lot of unforced errors as well. So it'll be really interesting to see how this one plays out. And I think the EG series against Secret went 1-1, though they lost the second game pretty quickly. It was like a 28-minute loss or something. Yeah, I mean, GG called it at 28. So yeah, who knows? EG maybe also a little bit of a question mark in this group. This group could end up being really interesting, right? Vici looking okay. Secret and EG also in contention. I guess we'll have to see as the day goes on and we get more results in. But
yeah, and here they are, the list of the matches. Again, just 2 points for Vici for the 2-0, which is the correct way to run these types of games. Oftentimes, there's like the 3 points that you get.
Yeah.
That's not the way you want to have that stuff work.
Yeah. The second game is worth twice as many points as the first game. Like,
yeah, it's not good.
Like what?
I don't have anything against it.
You don't? You don't like it?
Me and Grant discussed about it. He loves it as well.
You guys are crazy. You're out of your minds, honestly.
The argument is always that it's like supposed to reduce the possibility of tiebreakers. Okay. But I think if you actually look at it, it doesn't. From what I understand, I think you'd have to ask the stats people. I'm sure Knoxville could weigh in better than I can. But the argument that I've heard is that, it doesn't actually help. So it should just be 2 points for the... I'm
sure you guys had a lively discussion about it when you were talking.
Yeah, me and Grant, we were really getting into it, very serious about it.
Of course.
Pros and cons.
Well, and, talking about that as we get ready to hop into this draft for game number 1, it feels like we think, okay, paiN need to pull out a win in the draft, even though they have a stand-in. CCNC, very talented player. I think that individually, all of these players are so incredibly skilled at their positions that even if there's like a little bit of chemistry issue, that it's still going to be potentially an outclassing, maybe.
It's still a stand-in, so you're going to need to have someone talk to him, how to play, what to maybe itemize, what the team needs from him to do. Okay. So also, I think Dragonite is going to be highly contested in this game because I think CCNC doesn't have a large hero pool, but those heroes that he plays them extremely well. Ember Spirit, Storm Spirit, he knows the limits and he plays beyond the limits. Same goes for a Dragonite, one of his most played heroes, Lina as well. So maybe paiN Gaming should try to ban out CCNC in this matchup.
But at the same time, I mean, you have a core from EG that can carry games, You could either do it through RTZ or S4, either one, and then you just play a sacrificial mid-roll, and it kind of doesn't matter what his position is, as long as he sort of does that job, like a Veno or something like that. He could do that as well.
EG's current roster feels pretty well suited to this current patch, right? All 3 of their core players have like the potential to either play a more sacrificial role or play more of a farming role and sort of take over the game. We've seen S4 do it on Weaver and whatnot, so it'll be interesting to see how this one plays out. But we are, you know, like we've been talking about, paiN do have pretty good intel on CCNC. Plays on paiN X. I would imagine that those two teams scrim against each other quite a bit. Even if they don't, they played against one another a lot in the Kuala Lumpur major qualifiers as well. I think both the winner's bracket match and the grand finals were both paiN versus paiN X. So it's
a lot of history there.
Yeah, for sure.
S4 captaining. I don't think that really changes that much in the way that these teams draft. Like, you're always going to be talking amongst each other and coming up with ideas.
Do EG have a coach at the moment?
Bulba.
Is it still Bulba?
Yeah.
Still Sam? Okay.
I wasn't sure because he had just been playing for other teams. But there it is, the Drow Ranger pickup that we've been talking about all day.
So they need a gap closer. One of the better, I feel like, is Centaur. Especially because he builds into Crimson Guard naturally.
Yeah, I think paiN take Wyvern here, though. Oh, nope.
Very different.
Okay.
Well, Wyvern is considered as one of the better heroes in general against the Drow lineups, and they don't want to waste it. They're going all in. Like, Storm Spirit is really good against these two heroes because they don't provide any kind of a control for him, so they might ban out things in phase 2, but I've seen also teams running Storm Spirit on a side lane if he doesn't have a good mid matchup.
Couldn't you run, like, though, a Bloodseeker here in the mid lane for paiN Gaming and then try and, like, you know, just sort of spam out the other lanes? Like, you have a Wyvern already that can harass pretty effectively. If you get the other lanes down low, he's dominate the Storm mid.
He doesn't dominate Storm that much. I mean, he
I
has an upper hand, yes, but the good Storm Spirit player will just move to jungle if he doesn't feel comfortable, and that's it.
That's the thing. Storm only really needs to get, like, you're okay at level 5, level 4, you can go into the jungle and you're not going to be happy about it, but you're still probably going to be just fine. And he's going to have the Drow Aura, not only to help him in the lane, but also just to speed up his farm over the entire course of the game. So I don't know if I like the Bloodseeker that much here. I don't know exactly what position the Prophet's going to be played in. I don't know if paiN are willing to run it as a 3, or if it is just going to be the position 4 here. Like we've been talking about, there does seem to be the line isn't as clear necessarily between Tavo and King RD in terms of like 3-4. They do seem to kind of go both ways a little bit. So I guess it'll come down to player preference.
Sprout ganks can be pretty effective early against Storm Spirit.
A fast Orchid could be good here for sure as well. If Nature's Prophet just kind of rushes that up, could make life pretty hard for the Storm Spirit.
Yeah. Well, and that's one of the big things too that I could see is like, yeah, you can go to the jungle, but I think this is a hero that can make ganks happen everywhere. So I think putting whoever it ends up being just a strong matchup there mid. Like, you see a Storm first, I feel like you have to be able to punish this in some way. If a Storm Spirit's picked in the first phase, you need to, I don't know, run at him. Do something.
Ogre's still in the pool for both teams, especially for EG's lineup.
That'd be good.
So good.
Yeah, I mean, EG could even just do the full, like, Storm win us the game lineup, where they pick, like, oh, I guess they can't take the Ogre anymore, but you have, like, an Ogre, and then you have the Omni Knight as your off-lane hero, and you just Bloodlust the Storm, put a Repel on him, and you're just like, go.
Yeah.
Go win the game. Like, just do your thing. There's really nothing that can kind of stop him at that point. But, okay, paiN take the Ogre, so definitely core Prophet at this point, I would imagine, unless Ogre is going to be playing 3. I mean, you sometimes see it in NA pubs.
Or Wyvern, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, like, the beauty of all these 3 heroes is they can be played at multiple roles and lanes, so they're not revealing anything. They could just swap things around, just depends on the matchup that they're against.
Yeah. So what do you like support-wise for EG here? We've seen a little bit of Lion, could be all right in this situation. Even not like not a terrible Rubik game necessarily.
I always think it's tough against Prophet, any of the like sort of ranged heroes, because you can't buy a Stout Shield to deal with the treants running at you.
They could run, even though it's a forgotten hero, maybe with the Draw Aura, a Witch Doctor. But all right, so I was talking about during the first game, first series. Yeah, this is one of the rare heroes that can trade hits with Ogre.
Yeah, yeah, and they need somebody to kind of run in and front line for the Drow, especially in lane. They need somebody to give the Drow the opportunity to actually sit there and get some CS. So the Undying's certainly going to help for that. Whether he's actually in the Drow's lane or whether he's going to be pressuring the off lane and trying to keep the supports in their safe lane so that they protect the Drow Ranger a little bit more. That kind of remains to be seen. But
you guys ready for this?
Good. Yeah, hit me.
The crit spirit. It's coming back. Earth spirit pick for them 4th.
Oh.
Is that terrible? Do you hate it?
I think they need...
I feel like they need some lockdown, right?
they need lockdown, but I think they're going to pick S4 hero.
Okay.
For an initiating and something tanky. So I still think a Centaur is good for both of these teams. I think Centaur is going to be highly contested in general because he just fits well.
Can you pick that though for paiN? Because you've got like the Nature's Prophet and Wyvern already. Like,
they could run, let's say, Nature's Prophet as a safe lane core. They can do whatever they want pretty much with these 3 heroes.
Yeah.
But so Nature's Prophet is a kind of gap closer. They need something else.
Yeah.
Let's say Undying is not has no lockdown. Same goes for Drow Ranger, Storm Spirit. So they might get something like an they could get an elusive hero like an Ember Spirit as well.
Yeah. Do you like something like a Brewmaster maybe for EG in this situation? I think it could be okay. Gives them a little bit of initiation, bit of frontline, decent laning. Though they've already banned the PL and the TB, which would maybe seem to suggest that they're not thinking about Brew at the moment. Because if you're gonna play Brew, I think you don't mind the PL or the TB being left in the pool.
They're taking a lot of time to think about this pick.
I want to go back to the Ember, because is it actually good here? I know that some teams like it against the Storm Spirit because of the root, and it's good in theory against Drow being able to get up in her face, but on the other side of the coin, Storm is pretty good at killing you as well throughout the game, and the Drow Ranger silence can be super brutal. So
what I want to suggest, they might go for something different. Maybe they're just saving the Ember Spirit pick because it would be not as good since EG has a pick, a ban, and 1 more pick.
Yeah.
It's better now if you take the Nyx yourself, too.
Yeah, so it kind of blocks the Ember Spirit pick, even though EG already has. So that's the lockdown for them. I don't know if you guys saw it. The Axe with 2 Stout Shields, just creep skipping the wave.
Yeah.
You can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
He does not get damage from creeps.
Yeah. If they pick, I don't know, if they pick the Ember here, like the Ember has to completely go off and just win the whole game for paiN. I don't know what else. The scaling on their heroes just feels a little bit weird. I have been bitten in the past thinking that like core Nature's Prophet doesn't really scale. I think he can actually scale pretty hard and get a lot of impactful items and do quite a lot of damage, but I think they still need that, yeah, like an actual scaling core, because the Windsor Wyvern, Ogre, and Nyx Assassin scale a little bit, but they don't really have a whole lot of
it feels like
reliable
high
grounding
like Invoker again.
Yeah, maybe.
Like, but that's the thing, is it doesn't feel like that might be enough. It's tough. They're in a tough position. I like the Rubik ban like you were talking about. I still like the idea of taking the Earth Spirit here.
I think
Alk would have been great.
I think it needs to be a range hero, since you have a Drow plus a Storm Spirit, so you want to enable 1 more hero with your aura, something that could scale well and benefit from it. They have 2 tanky frontliners. Axe, Undying, more than enough.
Yeah.
I mean, if Mirana's still in the pool, if they want to go for it. Mirana is just so good with the draw.
Mirana as a core? Or?
Yes.
So you're picturing Axe as the support here, kind of the...
Nah, I'm actually not saying this correctly. So they need position 4 hero.
I mean, they can run the... We do see support Axe a little bit, but I don't know if that's going to be the case. I think probably just S4 playing that in this situation. I don't think... I think they'll probably just end up picking like Lion here. Oh, okay.
Huh.
Well, that doesn't give us any clear answers, really. But I think that is probably a support Lina.
It's support Lina.
They don't want to play core Lina against the Nyx Assassin, right? That's just... It's not going to be fun.
It's not going to play fun no matter what.
Yeah, but at least if you're the support, then you don't mind as much that you're being countered.
So is it the Ember? Is it the Invoker?
They could go for an Invoker. Invoker sounds good.
Could they still like Visage
with
and
Nyx
end
Assassin.
the game?
So
Okay.
good call.
Yeah, nice, good call.
All right. Well, Lacoste, we're going to say goodbye to you now, but we are also going to real quickly get your words. Do you think that that was the answer? Did that what they needed?
I like the Visage pick. They might try to run them down. Also, Visage with birds. They have the Treants. Good way to deal with the Undying Tombstone. So, but still, I'd prefer EG's lineup. Like, Crit is going to be on Lina. They have these tanky frontliners with the Draw Aura that I already mentioned. 2 of them, and CCNC on his signature hero. I think that's more than enough to take this one home.
I think the drafts are pretty close here, but I'm also kind of leaning EG's way a little bit.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah. Well, we'll see who it is, if it's going to be paiN Gaming or Evil Geniuses. But first, we'll see if we can figure out who the MVP is going to be as we head into this game at number 1, EG versus paiN. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back again. paiN versus EG.
Woo!
It's happening. You ready?
Yeah, I'm excited. I think this should be a good one. Draft's relatively close. And I do actually see, I think there's a way here that paiN, if the laning stage goes the right way, that they can actually really take this one. They can put a lot of pressure on with the Nyx Assassin. The Nature's Prophet's going to be split pushing a lot. If they can win the lanes and take those early tier 1s, I think this is actually a very winnable game for them.
Well, and that's the thing, right? Like we identified in the pregame stuff, they need to win the draft. And I don't think that they necessarily did that, but they did at least find themselves a way to win the game. And that was the most important part. And it's just, keep the pressure on early, try and punish them. And maybe if Storm Spirit doesn't get off to a good start, that's the beginning of it.
Yeah, I think this is one of their... we've seen 3 paiN drafts so far. I might like this one the most out of the drafts that they've gone for. It does look like they're going to be running the... Tavo's on the Ogre, so it actually looks like it might be Ogre position 3 this game, which is something that's kind of been cropping up in NA pubs a little bit more recently, from what I understand. So I'm actually really keen to see how that works out. Weeha, as we've seen, he's a fantastic Visage player, always seems to really make this hero work out fantastically for him. So looking forward to a bit more of that. And we see S4 on kind of like a traditional initiator this game, which has become a little bit less of the meta, but Axe is still around, and we know just how good S4 is on those kinds of heroes.
And as Lacoste mentioned during the draft, it is going to be S4 with the double stout shield on Axe. So creep skipping coming in, and Crit in the area also. It's going to be a full-on tri-lane, at least from the start. We'll see if Undying decides to stay here, if maybe he moves elsewhere as the game begins. And bounty runes abound as paiN pick up 3 of them.
Yeah, they let Misery sneak past, and he just grabbed the one on the high ground up there. Fly realizing that there wasn't really any way for him to contest that one. Like, if he goes up there and sits against the Nyx Assassin and just trades some hits, he's going to get stunned right as the bounty rune spawns, and there's nothing that he can do about it. So, they lose out on the bounties a little bit early on here. The double stout shield certainly going to help laning against the Nature's Prophet as well, with maybe the Treants getting sent at him. But it does look like S4 is just planning on completely creep skipping this out, at least initially.
Yeah, and the Lina will pick up the first couple of them. Ping's coming right now from Nature's Prophet. He knows what's coming his way. If there's a hero that gets this done to him, it's probably paiN Gaming having the Nature's Prophet is the best one, because then you can take the damage with the creeps.
Yeah, Prophet's certainly good. Lone Druid is another hero that deals pretty well against this, but the goal for Crit sitting in the lane here is that he's going to try and force them to stay under the tower as well, just to make life a little bit harder for the NP, but we'll see. Misery's coming over to try and contest this a little bit, but not a ton that he can do. At least he's got a stun, so if they rotate more heroes, S4 can't just TP out, but...
He's already level 2. Gonna pull it straight on over to this medium camp and mess around with it. Saw a nifty little play up there that the Drow did. Able to hit one of the creeps and then draw aggro over that pulled the creep closer so he could get the deny on it. Like little things like that that sort of make it tough to play Ogre, right? You've got this ranged hero that can sort of just bully you a little bit, even though you're an Ogre.
Yeah, Arteezy's probably one of the... I would not necessarily like one of the best when it comes to aggro manipulation, but that's definitely something that he's quite good at. A lot of the offlane players are amazing at it as well, like pulling off the individual creeps to grab last hits without aggroing the rest of the wave. But that's the level of Dota that we're at these days.
Misery? Hello? Goodbye? Possibly? Can I get him? Battle Hunger? Need to eat through? Trying to get out of there? That's stun! Oh no, Misery! He's trying to live, and it looks like a Battle Hunger is eventually going to bring him down.
Oof. That is not good. S4 is getting a lot here. Oh, okay, those they get the Undying up top. And now they're looking towards RTZ, but can't get him.
Well, a nice little pickup there. So a trade of 1-for-1 for all intents and purposes. I don't think that Misery minds it too much dying right there, but now with 2 points in Battle Hunger, this is going to become more and more difficult for Misery to deal with. The pressure coming through, in spite of the double stout shield, no more regen on the Axe.
Yeah, I think S4 might just go and grab a Ring of Health real fast, trot it on over to the secret shop, drag his creeps on with him. Yeah, so the Nature's Prophet also dropping kind of low, but at least he can reset. Ooh.
Tavo living. Still fine for the moment. As
he's coming back in. He's got another Fire Blast in 1 second.
Gotta be careful. Lots of damage coming out. And EG gonna be forced back by the big bulky Ogre and his buddy, the Winter Wyvern.
Unfortunately, they were just short of... Ogre didn't have both spells, and they didn't have enough mana for another Splinter Blast on the Winter Wyvern. I think otherwise they would have gone for something there, but... Yeah, doing a good job of just taking stock.
The double spins right there on the Misery. And wanting to do whatever they possibly can. 40R in some trouble. They're caught there in the Sprout. No more answers for it. And S4 possibly going to go down. Misery picking up the kill. Big one for him there.
I think he just underestimated how much damage the Nature's Prophet can do. This hero's base damage is insane. And then he's already got the Aquila on top of the Blightstone. So, not a fun time for S4 there.
Yeah. 4 minutes in now, 2-1 so far. Not looking as bad for paiN Gaming as the previous series against Vici Gaming. And it looks like now they might be able to find another kill here, possibly on to Fly. The rotation come in, and RTZ also in trouble. Does manage to pick up a kill first, but they will eventually be able to hunt down that Drow Ranger. And now too, Fly going to perish. Double kill for our man 40R.
Yeah, I wonder if... Is he going to stick around up here, is the question. They're going to try and go for this tower. RTZ's already TP'd back in. He's not revealing himself yet. This is kind of a scary situation for him.
Yeah, big commitment, sticking himself back into there.
Fly TP'd back to mid. I think he actually came to refill CCNC's bottle. So, yeah, not a whole lot that RTZ can do except just watch this tower get plinked away at.
And the scary thing that we're seeing mid too is that it's getting close to that level 6 mark. Maybe you make a rotation with the next teleportation for Nature's Prophet. Misery gonna throw out the stun, secure himself some bounty runes. 3 going again to paiN with 1 going the way of EG. But CCNC needs to be careful if there is a rotation, and not quite able to get that last hit. RTZ gets the deny, is gonna be punished for it though. Fly moving into position, and already look at the damage there onto the Nature's Prophet. They focus down the Drow though. Dead and a kiss from Tavo.
Yeah, this is really the pace of game that paiN need to play, I think, to win this one here. They need to just kind of take all the towers, pressure the Storm Spirit's farm, don't let him just sit back and do whatever he wants. CCNC is actually looking at Weehaw here.
And he hits his level 6 first, moves into position, Cold Embrace. Can he find the kill? No, he doesn't have a Remnant! Oh, and so you die.
Did he not realize that had the Winter Wyvern not revealed that he was there? I thought he knew that the Wyvern was there. Maybe didn't think that he'd have the point in Embrace, but...
Well, whatever the case was, they end up going down, and EG able to also take a tier 1 tower. So paiN picking up some kills here and there, but losing that Storm Spirit, and now also losing the tier 1 tower mid. This is the problem with the Storm, who's zipping to mid. What just happened there? Storm just zipped to mid, and now he has to walk back to Fountain.
CCNC, what's going on? We were joking about it before the game, but like, you know, maybe CCNC is the sleeper agent for paiN here. Right?
He just expended his whole mana pool. That must have been a misclick for him accidentally clicking that instead of his TP. You know what I mean? Like he clicks on...
Yeah, that's true. And then he can't cancel it after that. I don't know what kind of hotkeys he uses, but it could very well be the case that he uses like Control R or whatever with a modifier.
Yeah.
Because there's no way that he was planning on doing that. The core Ogre is going to be super interesting in this game because they're going to have all of his abilities online super fast, and that Bloodlust is going to be coming up extremely early as well. And their heroes are going to be really scary with Bloodlust. I mean, he can even Bloodlust the birds and make them even harder to deal with.
Crit. Getting ran at yet again. Slowed down by every dang thing in the book. And now with Mr. 40R moving into position, give him a couple more plinks. Mega kill streak for the Nature's Prophet in the core position. 7-3, gonna take a tier 2 tower at 7.5 minutes.
Yeah, this is looking pretty scary. EG do have decent deep push, and it is always, well, I'm about to say that it's...
I mean, look at up their top. They're thinking about going for it. The pings are coming for a tier 3.
Yeah. Crit's only got 2 points in the Dragon Slave. It doesn't really clear this that quickly, especially with the regen for the Dominator. And they've got the Alpha Wolf in here. This is significant damage on this tier 3 tower.
God.
paiN Gaming. This is an 8-minute tier 3 lyrical.
Oh no, they hit the Impale, they hit S4, he's not coming back. He's stuck by the tier 2 tower bottom. They're gonna be able to take racks at 8 minutes. Push now, please. paiN Gaming stopping at nothing. Oh God, Misery ends up paying the price for S4, but that's well worth it because now you're potentially gonna lose Fly also. I mean, what's stopping them from continuing this? I guess.
Well, I mean, there is still a tier 2 mid, but even if S4 had TP'd back, I don't really know what he would have been able to do. He doesn't have his Blink Dagger just yet.
He doesn't have
He doesn't even have a point in call. Yeah, S4 is just chilling down here at bottom. It doesn't have a TP now. I think they might just corral him and maybe work him down. They just need one core over here to, I think, finish this off.
Yeah, I mean, no TP, no mana for it, even if he did have it. And the Impale connects. S4, I mean, yeah, he is eventually going to die, it looks like.
Yeah, they're surrounding him on all sides.
Oh, he's only 150 gold away from the Blink Dagger. Oh, that really hurts. You would love to be able to get it back, but he realizes it and is going to lose a lot of gold.
Oh, man. paiN are just looking so crisp in this early game execution, right? That Nature's Prophet TP top, he just stays there. There's no reason for him to go anywhere else and make any other plays. They are probably suffering a little bit in terms of experience from all the 5-manning and whatnot that they've been doing. Yeah, so they are a little bit behind, as we can see here on the overall experience, but not a huge deal if they can just end this game in the next 15 minutes or so.
Honestly, I mean, a 4,000 gold lead at 9.5 minutes, and I mean, basically grouping up next for bottom tier 2 tower.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, they still have the tier 1 here, but that's not going to be long for this world at all. And S4, again, he wants this Blink Dagger. It's so hard to farm it, though, in this lane. It almost feels like he needs to just go and farm the jungle or something.
I love the way that paiN are pushing this tower. Like, look at he's actually farming the Ancients while this is happening because he knows that they can't actually fight them at this stage. So he may as well actually just grab a little bit of additional farm, come over now, finish off the tier 1 tower, make sure that they don't fall too far behind in terms of experience. And yeah, even the same thing for the Nature's Prophet. He's off on the other side of the map, immediately hitting some jungle creeps. 30 seconds and he'll be ready to TP in and help his team out if they need it.
God, S4 wants this, and he does have enough gold now for his Blink Dagger, but again, only 1 point in call for him, and Misery just ready to walk underneath the tier 2 tower. It's already a lane of barracks for paiN Gaming, and getting ready to potentially secure another tier 2 tower. With the Blink Dagger being delivered, can EG do anything to stop this push?
I think it's going to, once the Axe has Blink and the Storm has Kaya, I think they're going to be much better equipped to defend this high ground. At least the Lina has level 7 now as well. Last time they pushed high ground, Lina was only level 4. They had 2 points in Dragon Slave. Crits at least managed to grab some levels. I think he took the Tome. And so he's a little bit better equipped to kind of spam this out and hold on to their tier 3. Ooh,
Misery finds him. Lots of damage coming in, and they are going to be able to get him. The Sprout comes out in time, but able to eat his way through, and there's just going to be a call for the turnaround. Misery finally going to be the one that pays the price.
Yeah, that was a nice reaction from S4 to get over there in time. They really don't have a whole lot of map control on the EG side. They really need to get some observer wards down. They need to see where paiN are coming and try and get some pickoffs here and there before they put the 5-man death ball back together. Really got to use this Axe Blink Dagger for all it's worth. But as we're just showing on a lane right now.
Yeah. And will be able to get that Blink away, gets the deny also. Interesting little things here as well. You can see the Drow Ranger picking up that Quelling Blade. A good answer for the Nature's Prophet ganks. I would have been dead in that instance otherwise. Not often that you see it picked up, but it's important.
Yeah. TZ now finally just finishing up some treads. Has not been having the best time in terms of farm CCNC.
TPing out, Impale. Oh, it connects, out of mana, out of time. CCNC out of life.
Oh, man. Did he at least, looks like did he lose too much gold there? Yeah, did lose 166.
Tavo in the meantime, oh, good break there of the Blink Dagger. And now the Winter's Curse turning it back around with the stuns that follow this up. This could be a huge for him as they take down one possibly. Arteezy, is he gonna die? Yes, they have the secondary stun for S4 after the fact. Oh, EG are just getting ran at here by paiN Gaming, and they're even bringing in 40R maybe a bit too far forward, and the Laguna Blade comes out. They manage to get the dunk through it. Meanwhile, the focus here on the Tombstone. S4 not able to quite find the stun before the Tombstone goes down, and EG just losing absolutely everybody. Crit, is he going to go down as well? Almost ends up dying, and with the Urn Charge, it looks like it might just about be enough. He does go down indeed, and now also going to lose CCNC. He didn't stand a chance. The multicast comes through. S4 again trying to make this work, but it feels like they're constantly just facing this barrage of damage coming from paiN Gaming as they might end up losing yet another one. The Gust onto several, but again the Ogre walks forward, says no. Gonna try and find the kill here on the fly. There's gonna be the Fire Blast. No multicast this time, but they're all over him. EG are losing everybody.
Oh man, paiN just rolling. They've got the sustain. It doesn't seem like they can bring anybody down. CCNC just walks into that fight, takes a Fire Blast in the face, and he's gone. He disappears. They picked this Storm Spirit super early, feeling confident about the matchups against the Winter Wyvern and the Nature's Prophet, but man, paiN are just steamrolling them.
I mean, this is the thing that you were talking about earlier, that trade-off of team fight versus like laning dominance, and really it feels like EG got too greedy.
I don't even know if they got too greedy. I think it's just that they underestimated just how quick paiN's lineup can be. Nature's Prophet is this weird hero where he enables some of this really these really bizarre push strats that otherwise would just not be possible. Because I think other lineups would have kind of stalled out at the tier 2, but Nature's Prophet with those treants early on is just so strong at securing the early map control and getting all of that gold for your team. So it's not something that's super meta, and I think it has really caught EG off guard.
S4, his blink is broken, and so too might be his life if he is not careful. Misery moving into position, manages to get the taunt though onto him because they did drop down that sentry wards. They find the kill onto the next test, buys back immediately. Aegis picked up. They want to keep this train rolling.
I don't think this is where EG really want to fight. They wanted to contest the Roshan for sure, but they're actually, the closer they get to the base, the stronger they become, because it gives the Storm Spirit at least a little bit of an opportunity to kind of zip out, clear the wave, zip back, or at least that's the theory. I'm not sure that's necessarily going to be what happens in practice. He's trying to play some games with Misery.
Oh. Good little dodge there from CCNC, and maybe baiting them into a good position. The Winter's Curse not quite doing enough as of yet, but they do have the follow-up with the stuns there on to CCNC. Is going to be able to get the jump out just barely, but he will die to Tavo. As eventually he went down. S4 trying to man up against this Winter Wyvern. They are still in the zombie land though, as they end up losing Fly, and looks like they might end up taking down King RD as well. Tavo completely encased in zombies. As in the meantime, Crit ends up going down. The multicast is eventually going to be there though, and S4 will pay the price. 4 dead again from EG.
Oh yeah, nasty trade. It looked pretty good for CNC. He got the initial kill, almost escaped. If he'd survived just another half a second, his wand would have actually come off cooldown, and I think he would have survived. But paiN still trucking. Oh.
CCNC wanting to do something against 40R, and it looks like it might actually eventually happen. Almost got that kill there in the end.
His blade mail was cooling down. I think if the blade mail comes off cooldown earlier, CCNC actually has to back off, or could have potentially died there. But still, nice kill. Very important.
I mean, and this is the hero that you want to eventually win the game for you, is that Storm Spirit.
Yeah, 100%. So they really got to keep funneling kills onto him if they can. Ooh, nice Carapace.
Misery making it happen, and with the birds moving into position, Crit never stood a chance.
Yeah, and they've lost both shrines already. Net worth lead now 10K. Oh, S4
caught out of the base, but still living.
Kind of hurts to use the Crimson Guard like that. Not going to have it for the high ground defense now. So paiN are going to just force their way up. There is a glyph available for EG, so that's going to buy them a little bit more time, but their base is just getting swarmed.
So difficult to deal with this. The call is there onto the birds. They try and pull them further in, but they do eventually get the drop onto one. Multicast times 2 times 3. Lots of damage out there as well as they turn the Winter's Curse. It finds the kill onto CCNC. A dead S4. They buy back on the Storm. But this is well and truly just a catastrophe. Another 3 times multicast flies down to about a third HP here as the tier 3 tower is eventually going to fall. CNCZ able to get the pull onto Weehaw. They just don't have the damage. They don't have anything. They buy back on the Undying, wanted to take this fight, but CCNC is dead yet again. They lose this Storm Spirit. This game is looking like it's just about over. I don't even know how you deal with this. They're diving underneath the tier 4 towers, and 40R still living while getting hit by these towers as well. Going to eventually eat the dust, but it is all of EG dead. It is tier 3 dead. This could potentially be mega creeps, depending on how it goes. All the Spike Carapace turnaround. Vendetta, the punch isn't there. He uses another one, but no, able to get the turnaround with the call. They finally punished the full commitment, but you can see eyes on the prize. paiN Gaming taking the last tier 3 tower, S4, looking for a jump in, but the Blink Dagger is eventually going to be broken. They find some multicasts to boot. The building's starting to fall. He is able to get the Crimson Guard off onto it, though. Makes a big difference. And Tavo now a bit too far forward. The Cold Embrace keeping him alive. The Crimson Guard eventually wearing off now. They will take down the buildings, and the front liner is there. The Winter's Curse to try and turn this one again. Not quite doing what they wanted it to, but they jump back in with 40R with the buyback since the tower died. And now Arteezy not able to stand against the Blade Mail. The Urn Charge on him. Can they get the kill? Looks like he's living for now.
EG still trying to play this out, still trying to grab a couple more kills. S4 doing everything that he possibly can. Even dunked the courier in the midst of all of this.
Oh, Weehaw chased down by CCNC. If they can get these kills, it's something at the very least.
Losing, I don't know. They're already down 2 sides and a tier 4 against the Nature's Prophet. I think at this point, paiN, if they wanted to, they could just keep EG pinned inside of the base, farm up, get whatever ridiculous net worth lead they want, and then they can close this out. But I think they're just going to pick themselves up and go and get the megas. The really interesting thing to me this game is that EG, we talked about Drow Ranger maybe being a big pick in this matchup in particular. EG first picked the Drow, and you know it's kind of known as a little bit of a cheesy hero, and paiN are like, oh yeah, you're trying to cheese us with Drow, huh? I'll show you some cheese. We've got this Nature's Prophet strategy up our sleeve. And they didn't hesitate at all, right? They saw the Drow and they were like, yep, Prophet Wyvern, let's go. We know exactly what we want to do against this lineup. And it's worked out beautifully.
Yeah, I mean, it's... Oh, and every time you think that something could start to go right for paiN, like, it all falls apart. CCNC, if he gets stunned, he's basically dead. Although you do have everybody behind him on EG. Like, no, but the tier 4 tower is dying in the base because they were all trying to bait out CCNC.
Yep.
And this is the problem. The normal moves that you would make to try and get back into the game don't even work because you have so much pressure on your base.
Yeah, and eventually, if you're too far outside of the base and paiN see that you're there, they're just going to send the Prophet in, and he's going to take that last tier 4. So Tavo running in. He doesn't care.
Can't quite get it. They found the Wyvern. Is it going to be enough? Can they kill her off in time? No, the stick charges are there. The life is there. They do finally get the dunk, though. So Wyvern buying back into this one. Tavo, they try and take down this Tombstone up on the high ground. In trouble and going to go down, but the Blade Mail hit coming through. CCNC dead. He manages to find 2 with the Blade Mail. Are you kidding me? 4 dead from EG, and Misery trying to chase down Fly. They buy back on Drow. Another stun comes through onto the Undying, and Fly just wanting to get the heck out of Dodge. He is going to eventually live. That Blade Mail, though.
Yeah, as CCNC like saw the Blade Mail, hit it a little bit. He zipped away, but I think he still has auto attack on or something. So his last attack still got thrown at the Nature's Prophet, and he killed himself. It was not a great situation. He's back up soon, but looks like it is going to be mega creeps in a second for paiN.
An impossible task to try and deal with it. Honestly, I feel like they're in a position where paiN could just leave the base, and I don't know if they could even deal with the mega creeps at this point.
I think Tavo could just like sit there bloodlusting the mega creeps in his like just outside EG's base, and eventually that would the megas would end the game.
A call comes through onto S4 with the Blade Mail active, but Weehaw still living through it all. Spike Carapace connects now onto Arteezy. Fly moving into position. The Blade Mail is out yet again, and they just cannot stop it. Arteezy goes down. CCNC tries to run away. They've lost S4. They have well and truly lost the game. Good game called. paiN taking no prisoners.
Yeah, well, there you go, paiN. If there are any concerns about staying on schedule today, paiN have set us right. They've righted the ship, but what a game from them. We said that this was, I mean, Lacoste and I both favored EG a little bit out of the draft, but paiN just played the lane so well. The creep skipping axe just did basically nothing. S4 randomly died in the lane, and then they took a lane for axe before he could even be close. He was close to his blink at that point. He was like 200-300 gold away, and that was 8 minutes. So phenomenal axe game, but paiN just didn't. They didn't care at all. That was super impressive.
A 10-0-12 Weehaw on his visage. You know, this is the type of performance that they were expecting out of him. And I think that, like you said, a big part of it was the being prepared for the Drow. Whereas in the last series where they looked really rough against Vici Gaming, it did not feel like they were prepared for what Vici Gaming was throwing at them.
Yeah, to me, it totally looked like they have some kind of, that this is a reasonably premeditated strat against the Drow Ranger. And I think Lacoste was saying it as well, that, you know, this Drow Ranger, it's a hero that you can really punish it in lane, and that's what we saw, the Drow struggling a little bit early on against the Ogre, and then as soon as that Nature's Prophet rotation came in, the whole game just went crazy. And EG just didn't really have, the other thing for me is that they picked the supports for the lanes, but then the supports didn't really have any ganking potential. Like, the only way that EG could get kills that game is once S4 had his blink. Everything was predicated on S4 getting his blink to be able to make any plays whatsoever. Like, all Crick could do was sit there and half-heartedly throw nukes at the creep wave that was getting healed up anyway by the Helm of the Dominator.
Well, game number 1 in the books. A 10-minute racks, and paiN able to take the win over EG. Let's head back through, watch some of the replays from that one as we get ready to hop into game number 2 of paiN versus EG.